because we haven't been talking about mines, is school. School, of course, restarts today, but with the physical gates still locked, it's going to be all about online lessons, which will mean challenges for the teachers, the students and parents. Carl Vasso, principal of Rowandale School in Auckland's Manariwa, joins us now. Morena, Carl. What is today going to look like for a student?
Well, at the moment, Hayden, we have no idea, especially when this is unprecedented times. We've never really done this kind of online learning on a large scale like this before. But at Rowandale School, each child will hopefully be waking up, running to their device and getting ready for a 10 o'clock start today.
10 o'clock, sounds good. They can go run around at 9, do some physical activity and then get started at 10. Should parents worry about getting school kicked off? I heard Nigel Latter on the telly last night saying, don't worry about it.
What it means is, I know that a lot of our parents have been in contact with me, and at the moment they're a little bit over their children, and a lot of them have got other worries that they need to worry about. They need to worry about work, things like that. I talked to someone yesterday who said, Mr. Basso, I work from home. It's impossible with 4 children under 5 and my 2 daughters that are at school. I don't know how to cope. How can I balance this all out? And all my advice to her would be just to stay calm. Just keep doing what you're doing. The children aren't going to miss out on too much that is really, really important at primary age. But just focus on some experiences around the home. You can go out and hang out the washing and count the pegs. How many red ones do we have, darling? Yep, that's awesome. That's cool. Lesson done in colour and art. You can come inside and vacuum the floor. How fast can you vacuum this section of the floor? Really go. You know, you can go upstairs and you can say, look at your room. Let's try and see if I can hide something from here. Oh, look, it's your washing. You know, there are so many things you can do at home with your children. But schools have provided a whole lot of platforms, a whole lot of resources just to help that day. Other parents, they're ready. They want the routine. So we've got a timetable ready for them that outlines the day. They've got a site they can explore. They can go for it if they need all those things. That's in a wonderful situation where the mum or the dad or the auntie or uncle are ready to sit down with them.
Carl, I'm loving you. What about your school provides, free breakfasts and free lunches, but you haven't been open? How have your families been doing?
Oh, that's what I worry about every day, and it makes me even more upset right now. We have so many children that come to school without breakfast. So every morning we have about 80 to 90 children that come into school and they sit down for a lovely breakfast supported by Kids Care. Then at morning tea time, they ask for some morning tea and they get wonderful morning tea, or they get lovely fruit from the government. At lunchtime, Eat My Lunch come together and they bring us all these wonderful packs for the kids to choose, and they can have a lovely cold milk from Frontiera. And every day we never ask any questions. If the children is hungry, we provide that. And for me, if my son was sitting next to me now, we were working, I would make sure that they had the lovely food or whatever he needs, and his dad will have his lollies or whatever to try and get through the day. And that is the biggest concern I have for our community is, are they fed? Are they prepared? Do they have the resources? Parents are ringing me and saying, Sylvain, I don't have any credit to text the teacher back. I don't know how to respond. We don't have any internet. Is the government going to give us a device? Well, we already know. I already know that the government is prioritising giving out devices to senior secondary, and that's important. They need it for NCEA. But aren't our kids important? And I know that the demand is the resources aren't there. The amount of devices to send out to schools isn't there. But to turn to my community and say, look, we just have to make ends meet. We just have to do with what we have. So for those parents out there that do have the devices, you can engage. For those that don't, schools have been working frantically to get education packs to them, and the government has also provided those. So we're very thankful for these things, but sometimes it's hard for some parents that they feel a little bit left out because of their circumstance, because of the way in which they live in. We just sometimes just count how lucky we are.
Carl, the whole country wants to know when we're going to get out of this. If we go to level 3, can you operate as a school with physical distancing?
Just depends, Hayden, on what the expectations are and what level 3 looks like. So principals all around New Zealand are waiting for this announcement as to what level 3 will look like. For us too, we've heard a whole lot of things about staggered starts and some kids coming back. For me, I have to worry about my staff as well, because some of them have sick family members, some of them are over the age of 70, others are, aren't wanting to take this sickness home to their own children. Some of them have children under the age. So they might be asked to stay away from school, and then I'd have to try and balance out who turns up. I can guarantee you, Hayden, children in my community really want to come to school.
Yeah.
It's a time they come to school and get a little bit of normality in some of their precious lives, and they just want to see their friends. Because you can look at your mum and your dad so much, and then you're like, okay, next, and then you want to find someone else, and they just want to catch up. They just want to sit around and talk. So things like Zoom, and the teachers are ready. And when we talked about having a Zoom with your class, I said to them, don't worry about doing some education, just talk and catch up, just like you would if you sat around with people that you care about.
Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. I'm going to jump in there. We've got to go. We allocated 4 minutes. We should have given you 14.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll be back to chat with you. Good luck today. First day back at school. Best of luck for everyone at breakfast. Carl Vesso from Rowandale School in Auckland's Manadila.
Love Carl. He keeps things real.
Yeah.
And we want to keep things real with you too. We want to talk about any money worries or concerns that you have